morning, everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable Mam Lohana is our lecturer of Management and Information System. And also, hello all of my friends. Hope we all always in good condition and happy situation. Amen. Today, let us learning about the managing projects and managing global system. We are from Group 6 with the members me, Fatwaina Lisaina, then my friends Karunia Putri Nuari, Hansa Araida, and Muhammad Rizky Mubarak. Managing projects. By learning this project, we have some learning objectives. The first is the objectives of project management and why it's so essential, and the methods that we can use for selecting and evaluating information system project and aligning them with the firm's business goals. The third, how can firm assess the business value of information system? And the last, the principal risk factors in information system project and how can they be managed? The first, let us know about the objective of project management and why it's so essential in developing information system. Among information system project, there is a very high failure rate. When information systems don't meet expectations or cost too much to develop, companies may not realize any benefits from their investment in information system. So the system may not be able to solve the problem it intends for. Information system must be managed and managed carefully, and the way the project is implemented is likely to be an important factor affecting the outcome. That is why it's so important to master and have knowledge of how to manage information system projects and the reason why they succeed or fail. Figure 14.1 is about the illustration when the project has a poor project management. Of course, the project will likely suffer these consequences. The first, the cost that vastly exceed budget. And the second, unexpected time slippage. In a system designed with this poor user interface, for example, in online form input or data entry screens, it may be so badly set that no one wants to submit data or request information because the format of the display system output that is difficult to understand. Next, we should know about the project management objectives. A project is a status of activities planned so that the business objective can be achieved. Activities in project management include work planning, risk assessment, estimate resource needed to cover the work, organizing work, obtain human and material resources, assign tasks, and also direct activities, controlling project implementation, reporting progress, and the last, analyzing the result. Project management of information system must deal with 5 major variables. The first is scope, then time, cost, quality, and 5, risk. So, what is the method that we can use for selecting and evaluating information system projects and aligning them with the firm's business goals? The first, we should know about the management structure for information system project. Inside the management structure for information, we have the first level system project in the corporate strategic planning group, which has a responsible for the company to make a strategic plan. And the second level, we have steering commit, which reviews and approves plan for the system in all divisions. The third, we have project management, which has a responsible for overseeing certain project. And the last, we have a fourth level that is project team, which has a responsibility for the individual system project. That's all for me. From the next discussion will be delivered with my friend Karunia Putri Nuari.
Now I will talk about the linking system project to the business plan. In order to identify the information system project that will deliver the most business value, organizations need to develop an information systems plan that supports their overall plan and in which strategic systems are incorporated into top-level planning. Roadmap indicating direction of system development includes purpose of plan, strategic business plan rationale, current systems, new developments, management strategy, implementation plan, and the last one is budget. The next one is information requirements and key information indicators. To develop an effective information system plan, the organization must have a clear understanding of its information requirements. A strategic approach to information requirements, strategic analysis, or critical success factors argues that organizations' information requirement managers. It is shaped by the industry, the firm, the manager, and the broader environment. And next, I will talk about portfolio analysis. Portfolio analysis can be used to evaluate alternative system projects, and each system has profile risk and benefit. High benefit, low risk, high benefit, high risk, low benefit, low risk, or low benefit with high risk. And most desirable, of course, are systems with high benefit and low risk. To improve return on portfolio, balance risk and return from system investments. Scoring models. A scoring model is useful for selecting projects where many criteria must be considered. It assigns weights to various features of a system and then calculates the weighted totals. Using table 14.2, the firm must decide among two alternative enterprise resource planning system, or the ERP. The first column lists the criteria that decision makers will use to evaluate the systems. These criteria are usually the result of the lengthy discussion among the decision-making group. Okay, so how can the firm assess the business value on information system? The first one is by knowing information system costs and benefits. Tangible benefits can be quantified and assigned a monetary value. Intangible benefit, such as more efficient customer service or enhanced decision making, cannot be immediately quantified but may lead to quantifiable in the long run. The next one is capital budgeting for information systems. Capital budgeting models are one of several techniques used to measure the value of investing in long-term capital investment projects. The principal capital budgeting models for evaluating IT projects are the payback method, the accounting rate of return on investments, or ROI, and net present value, and the internal rate of return, or IRR. Last, firms should know about limitation of information models. Many companies' information system investment decisions do not adequately consider costs from organizational disruptions created by new systems, such as the cost to train end users, the impact that user learning curves for a new system have on productivity, or the time managers need to spend overseeing new. And on the next slide, I will talk about what are the principal risk factors in information systems projects and how can they be managed. There is a dimension of project risk. The level of project risk is influenced by project size, project structure, and the level of technical expertise of the information system staff and project teams. Project size. The larger the project as indicated by the dollar spent, the size of the implementation staff, the time allocated for implementation, and the number of organizational units affected, the greater the risk. The second one is project structure. Some projects are more highly structured than others. Their requirements are clear and straightforward, so output and process can be easily defined. Next is experience technology. The project risk rises if the project team and the information system staff lack the required technical expertise. And so last is change management and the concept of implementation. Information systems are more likely to fail when there is inefficient or improper user participation in system development process, lack of management support, and poor management of the implementation process. Project risk factors can be brought under the same control by a contingency approach to project management. The risk level of each project determines the appropriate mix of external integration tools, internal integration tools, formal planning tools, and formal control tools to be applied. And that's all for me. The next material will be presented by my team member Kansa. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Kansa Redavadi, and in this chapter, we're going to talk about managing global system. So there are 4 learning objectives that we're going to talk about. First, what major factors are driving the internationalization of business? Second, what are the alternative strategies for developing global business? Third, what are the challenges posed by global information system and management solution for this challenge? And last is what are the issues and technical alternatives to be considered when developing international information system. First, learning objectives. We're going to talk about what major factors are driving the internationalization of business. The growth of international information system, global economic system, and global world order driven by advanced network and information system. Growth of international trade has radically altered domestic economies around the globe. For example, production of many high-end electric products parceled out to multiple countries. In figure 15.1, it shows Apple iPhone global supply chain. Apple designed the iPhone in the United States and relies on suppliers in Germany, Italy, France, South Korea, and Japan. And for the final assembles occurs in China. Next, developing an international information system architecture. An international information system architecture consists of the basic information systems required by organization to coordinate worldwide trade and other activities. The basic strategy to follow when building international system is to understand the global environment in which your firm is operating. This means understanding the overall market forces or business drivers that are pushing your industry toward global competition. From figure 15.2, it shows 5 major dimensions for developing an international information system architecture. First are global environment, business drivers, and challenges. Second, corporate global strategies. Third, organization structure. Fourth, management and business process. And fifth, technology platform. Next, the global environment, business drivers, and challenges. The global business drivers can be divided into 2 groups: general cultural factors and specific business factors. For general cultural factors, it includes development of global culture, base of global knowledge, political stability, transportation technologies, and global communication. And also emergence of globalization norms. And for admin point factors, there are global operation and production, global market, global economic scale, global strategy, workforce, and global coordination. And for the next is business challenge. At a cultural level, particularism, making judgment and taking action on the basis narrow or personal characteristic in all its forms: religious, nationalistic, ethnic, regionalism, geopolitical position, rejects the very concept of a shared global culture and rejects the penetration of domestic markets by foreign goods and service. Differences among cultures produce differences in social expectation, politics, and ultimately legal rules. These different legal regimes complicate global business and must be considered when building global system. And in table 15.2, as we can see, challenges and obstacles to global business system. From global factors, there are cultural particularism. It includes regionalism, nationalism, and language differences. For social expectation, it includes brand expectation and work hours. For political laws, it includes transborder data and privacy laws, also commercial regulation. For the specific factors, there are standard, reliability, and speed. Next, state of the art. Most companies have inherited patchwork international system from the distant past, often based on concept of information processing developed in 1960s, batch-oriented reporting from independent Virgin division to corporate headquarters, manual entry of data from one legacy system to another. With little online control and communication, as it turns out, there are significant difficulties in building appropriate international architectures. The difficulties involve planning a system appropriate to the firm's global strategy, structuring the organization of system and business unit, also solving implementation issues, and choosing the right technical platform. For the next learning objective is what are the alternative strategies for developing global business. First, we're going to talk about global strategies and business organization. There are four main global strategies form the basis for global firms' organizational structure. These are domestic exporter, multinational, franchisor, and transnational. The domestic exporter strategy is characterized by heavy centralization of corporate activities in home country of origin. The multinational strategy concentrates financial management and control out of a central home base while decentralizing production, sales, and marketing operation to units in other countries. Franchisors are an interesting mix of old and new. In a transnational strategy, nearly all value-adding activities are managed from a global perspective without reference to national borders, optimizing sources of supply and demand whenever they appear, and taking advantage of any local competitive advantage. So that's all the explanation from me, and for the next topic we'll discuss by my friends Rizky.
So thank you for the opportunity. I will continue the presentation. Thank you for Ina, Nia, and Ocha. Okay, so global strategies and business organization. Just like Ocha explained, there are main kind of organizational structure. The first one is centralized, the second one is decentralized, and the third one is coordinated. Moving on to the next topic. Okay, global system to fit the strategy. There are four main types of system configuration. The first one is centralized. So what is centralized? Centralized is system development and operation occur totally at domestic home base. And then the second one, duplicated. Development occurs at home base, but operation are handed over to autonomous units in foreign location. And the third one is decentralized. Each foreign unit design own solution and system. The last one is network. Development and operation occur in coordinated fashion across all units. Moving on, reorganizing the business. To develop a global company and information system support structure, firms need to know these principles. The first one is organize value-adding activities along lines of comparative advantage. For instance, marketing or sales function should be located where they can best be performed for least cost and maximum impact. Likewise, with production, finance, human resource, and informational system. So the second is develop and operate system unit at each level of corporate activity, regional, national, and international. To serve local needs, there should be host country system units of some magnitude. Regional system units should handle communication and system development across national boundaries that take place within major geographic region, such as European, Asian, and American. Transnational system units should be established to create the linkage across major regional areas and coordinate the development and operation of operational telecommunication and system development. So the third one is establish at world headquarters a single office responsible for development of international system, a global chief information officer or CEO position. So, what are challenges posed by global information system and management solution for this challenge? Let's say, disorganization on a global scale. In this picture, there are management challenge in development global system. First one is agreeing on common user requirements. Second, introducing change in business process. 3, coordinating application development. 4, coordinating software release. And the last one is encouraging local users to support global system. So, a traditional multinational consumer goods company based in the United States and operating in Europe would like to expand into Asian market. And now that it must develop a transitional strategy and a supportive information system culture, system structure, sorry. Like most multinational company, it has dispersed production and marketing to regional and national center while maintaining a world headquarters and strategic management in the United States. It has allowed each of the subsidiary foreign division to develop its own system. The only centralized coordinated system is the financial control and reporting. The central system group in United States only on domestic function and production. So, global system strategy. The first one is define core business process. Second one is identify core system to coordinate centrally. Third, choose an approach. Piecemeal and grand design approach tend to fail. Evolve transactional application incrementally from existing application. Fourth, make benefit clear. Global flexibility gains in efficiency. Global markets and larger customer base unleash new economic of scale at production facilities, optimizing corporate fund over much larger capital base. So this is the management, the implementation of the management solution. So the first one is agreeing on common user requirement, establishing a short list of the core business process and core support system will process of rational comparison across the many divisions of the company. Develop a common language for discussing the business and naturally lead to an understanding of common element. So, moving on to the second one is introducing change in business process. Legitimacy is defined as the extent to which your authority is accepted on ground of competence, vision, or others qualities. Third one is coordinating application development. Choice of change strategy is critical for this problem. At the global level, there is far too much complexity to attempt a grand design strategy of change. It is easier to coordinate change by making small incremental steps toward a larger vision. And then coordinating software release. Firms can institute procedures to ensure that all operating unit convert to a new software update at the same time so that everyone software is compatible. The last one is encouraging local users to support global system. Cooptation is defined as bringing the opposition into the process of designing and implementing the solution without giving up control over the direction and nature of the change. So, what are the issues and technical alternatives to be considered when developing international informational system? Computing, platform, and system integration. The development of transactional information system based on the concept of core system raise question about how the new core system will fit in the existing suite of applications developed around the globe by different division, different people, and for different kind of computing hardware. The goal is to develop global, distributed, and integrated system to support digital business process spanning national boundaries. And then connectivity. This is the picture of internet users around the country, the different country, the percentage. So the challenge of the international networks is the first one is quality of service, security, cost and tariff, network management, installation delays, poor quality of international service, regulatory constraint, and network capacity. So internet does not guarantee any level of service. Many firms use private network and VPN. Low penetration of PCs outdated infrastructure in developing countries. That's some kind of problem. Okay, we think that's all from group 6. Thank you for the opportunity. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.